morning children. In our next class we have already discussed that the types of matter. Now we will read in details different types of matter. So pure and impure substances. Two types of matter it is there. One is pure substances, another one is impure substances that we have seen. So pure substances, here I am showing you that pure substances means a pure substance is one which is made up of only one kind of particles. This may be atoms or molecule and can't be separated by any physical method. For example, water, sulfur, hydrogen, carbon, they all are called pure substances because they are made up of only one kind of particles. A pure substance has a fixed composition as well as a fixed melting and boiling point. Okay, so they all are called pure substances. In case of impure substances, an impure substances is that which is made up by two or more than different kind of particles. Just like I told you one example, sugar water solution. Sugar is another type of particles and water is another type of particles. So they are mixed, but they are not properly mixed with a fixed ratio. They are called the impure substances and can be separated by physical method. Of course, we can separate, suppose in case of sand water, through the ordinary filter paper only we can separate them. If you want to separate, if you want to filtrate them, and if you pour the sand water solution into the filter paper, the water particles can pass through the filter paper and sand particles will be deposited over the filter paper. So by this way we can separate by physical method. Okay, all the mixture are pure substances. Of course, the mixture we cannot make with a proper ratio. So any mixture we can make it, whatever sand water, sugar water, any mixture we can make, we will not take the same proportion of water and sand. We can take any of proportion between them. So that is why their composition it is not fixed. So some of examples of the mixture, I already given some examples: salt water, sugar water, milk, sea water. Air is also it is having the impure substances because in air so many gases are there, but the composition of the gases or the presence of gases it is not fixed for all of the places in our universe. So here is also the mixture: sugar cane juice, soft drinks, sherbet, rocks, minerals, petroleum, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, biogas, tap water, tea, coffee, paint, wood, soil and bricks, they all are called impure substances. A mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous means the substances when they are properly mixed throughout the mixture, they are called homogeneous, and heterogeneous means the substances when two or more substances cannot be properly mixed, they are heterogeneous. Homogeneous sugar water solution, heterogeneous it is sand water solution. A mixture does not have a fixed composition or a fixed melting point and boiling point. Okay, so next I am coming type of pure substances. Pure substances generally it is of two type. One is elements, another one is compounds. So elements is the basic form of pure substance which cannot be broken into any other simpler than it is by physical or chemical method. Pure substances, they are two types. One is element, another one is compounds. An element is the simplest or basic form of a pure substance which cannot be broken into anything simpler than it by physical or chemical method. Okay. The later studies by Dalton have shown that simplest form of matter is atoms. It may now be defined as the pure substances which is made up of same kind or one kind of atom only. Examples: hydrogen, carbon and oxygen, etc. Elements can be solid, can be liquid, can be gases. They can exist in solid state, liquid state as well as gaseous state. For example, sodium and carbon elements are solid. Mercury and bromine, they are liquid. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, they are in the gaseous form at the room temperature. But in fact, majority of the elements are solid. Maximum elements further classified into three forms. One is metal, another one is metal non-metals, and the third one is metalloid. So metals, a metal is an element that is malleable and ductile. That means they can be hammered into thin sheets and they can be drawn into wire. And by this wire they can conduct the electricity and heat, and they are lustrous, they have shiny property. So they are the metals. So as for example of metals, iron, copper, aluminum. So the non-metals are, they can exist in gaseous state, but metals are, they can exist in the solid state. But one exception it is there, I already given that exception, that is mercury. Mercury can exist in the liquid form even at room temperature. So mercury, it is a metal, but still it is in the liquid form. But maximum cases like aluminium, silver, gold, platinum, chromium, sodium, potassium, iron, copper, they all exist at room temperature in the solid form. So they are called metal. And non-metals are the just opposite of the metals, which means that their properties are quite different from the metal. They are comparatively less in number. They are very important for living organisms. Only about 14 to 15 elements are non-metals like carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, hydrogen, oxygen. They all can exist in the gaseous form at our room temperature. And also non-metals, they are very soft in nature, they don't have lustrous property, they are not be malleable, they are not ductile in nature, they cannot conduct heat and electricity. But still, carbon, it is a non-metal. Diamond is made up of carbon, but diamond can be good conductor of heat. In case of graphite, graphite is a non-metal, but still it can conduct the electricity. So some exception part it is there. Okay. So next here it is there that the differences between metals and non-metals. The first differences it is that metals are strong and tough. They have high tensile strength. And in case of non-metals are not strong. They have low tensile strength. Metals are sonorous. If we keep if we struck the metal like ringing bell, it will make sound. So metals are sonorous, but non-metals are non-sonorous. Metals are lustrous, they can be polished, they can have the shiny property. But in case of non-metals, they are non-lustrous, they are dull basically. They cannot be polished. Okay. Metals are solid at room temperature except mercury. Already I have given that examples. Non-metals may be solid, liquid or gases at the room temperature. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. But diamond is a good conductor of heat and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Okay. Metals are malleable and ductile. Metals can be hammered into thin sheets and they can be drawn into wire. But non-metals are brittle. They are neither malleable nor ductile. So in case of metalloids, both metallic and non-metallic property they are having, like silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, polonium, tellurium, boron, they are generally the metalloids, examples of metalloids. Okay. So after that the mixture, it will come, mixture and its types. First of all, that first of all that compounds are coming. We have already discussed the elements only. Now compounds is coming. Compounds means it is of it is a combination of two or more elements, but they are in a fixed ratio. They are called the compound. It is also pure substances like metals, but it represents a combination of two or more elements which are combined chemically. That means we cannot separate them by any physical method. Okay. So as for example H2O, CO2, ammonia, they are the examples of compound. Now types of compounds, one is inorganic compounds, another one is organic compounds. Inorganic compounds means these compounds have been mostly obtained from non-living source such as rocks and minerals. A few examples of inorganic compounds are common salt, marble, washing soda, baking soda, carbon dioxide, ammonia, sulfuric acid, they all are inorganic compounds. But the organic compounds, the word organ relates to the different organs of living beings. Therefore, organic compounds are the compounds which are obtained from the living substances, as for example plants and animals. It has been found that all the organic compounds contain carbon as their essential constituent. In all the organic compounds, carbon should be present. Therefore, the organic compounds are quite often known as carbon compounds. A few examples of organic compounds are methane, ethane, propane, alcohol, acetic acid, sugar, protein, fats, etc. They all are called organic compounds. Now the characteristics of compound. The important characteristics of the compounds are a pure compound, it is composed of same elements like O2. O2 is a molecule, it is a compound, it is of same elements, it is the combination of same elements. A pure compound is homogeneous in nature. Properties of compound are altogether different from the element from which it is formed. Since compound is formed as a result of chemical reaction, its property quite different from the elements from which it is formed. For example, hydrogen gas, it is combustible, while oxygen, it is a supporter of combustion. Water is formed as a result of chemical reaction between the two gases. It is neither combustible nor a supporter of combustion. It extinguishes or stops the combustion. We often and add water to extinguish the fire. Constituents of chemical compounds cannot be separated mechanically. Formation of compounds involve energy change. What is considered to be compound due to the following reason: water cannot be separated into its constituents hydrogen and oxygen by physical method. Properties of water are entirely different from its constituents hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is combustible while oxygen supports the combustion. Water is quite different from these two and it extinguishes fire. Okay, so these kind of compounds may be formed by different or same kind of particle. Heat and light are given out when water is formed by burning hydrogen and oxygen. The composition of water, it is fixed. Its constituents hydrogen and oxygen are present in the ratio by 1:8 by mass. Water has fixed boiling point, this is 100 degrees centigrade under atmospheric pressure of 1 atm. Okay, so they are the characteristics of the compound. In our next class, we will discuss the characteristics of mixture. So I think all of you can understand. Thank you.